Okay, now we are at step 4, and for step 4 we're gonna delete the outlines. Okay, and this part is gonna be it takes time, it takes practice to be able to identify which are the outlines that will be deleted. Okay, so first steps first, we should always be aware where the cutting plane is, how it is being cut, and how this bottom section is being removed, and we are looking from this angle, this view, looking at the part, and whatever that we see is drawn down below here in the section front view. Okay, now when this part is cut, some features and some lines will no longer be visible to us. And which are the lines? The lines that are no longer visible to us are the lines that we will delete. Okay, so let's start off with deleting from top to bottom. From top to bottom, with the cutting plane cutting through across this part along the center, you will no longer see the edges that show the cylinder over here at the top. Okay, so therefore this particular line will be gone. Okay, now the neck at which the top cylinder connects to the bottom is also no longer seen, so therefore we need to trim this line away here, and then what I'll do is I'll delete the rest of the line. Okay, this edge here will no longer be seen as well. Alright, now as you go further down, you realize that the cutting plane cuts across the rib. Okay, and therefore we will not be hatching the rib, so therefore the outline of the rib remains, and that's why I'm going to trim only the bottom segment here, and I'll remove this outline. Okay, with that, after all the outlines are deleted, the next thing that we need to delete are the hidden lines. Are there any hidden lines that will not be visible after the cutting plane cuts the part into half? And up front, what you can do is you can ask yourself, whenever the cutting plane cuts the part into half and the bottom half that is thrown away, whatever holes that are visible from the thrown away part, those holes, right, those full complete holes will not be visible at all. The partially cut holes will be visible on the section plane. So holes like this here and here, right, they will not be visible at all. So what we do is we delete away these hidden lines. Okay, now we don't delete away the center line because the center line indicates that there is a hole in that region. Okay, now after we've deleted all the hidden lines, the next thing that we need to look out for are the next thing that we need to do is to convert the hidden lines to outlines. So those hidden lines that were once hidden will now be visible. So I'm going to select them all. Okay, I'll select all first for this shredded hole, and then later on I'll convert them to thin lines. Okay, because there are some that are thin lines. So I'm selecting all, and I'm changing them to outlines. Okay, so the hidden lines will turn to outlines, and the thread lines here, you need to select them, turn them to thin lines. Okay, now once that's done, you need to look through everything and check and make sure that you've got everything done and clear before you start your hatching. Okay, check first rather than hurriedly go into the hatching, because when you hatch, it's harder to visualize and see how it goes, or which are the lines that you still need to delete or convert to outlines. Okay, so from this you check, and once you're okay, you have a rough idea of where you need to hatch, then that's where you can go to the hash patterns. Okay, with the hash pattern, it is user defined. The angle is still 45 degrees, but the spacing has changed as per the question, right? For over here, you'll see that for the section front view, the spacing is 6 millimeters. So that's something that you need to observe. Okay, it's something you need to observe. The angle is 45. Oops. We go in, user defined 45, and the spacing is 6 millimeters. And then I go to the areas that I need to hash. These are the areas. Okay. Now once this is done, you sort of need to zoom in this area to hash that little area here between the thin line and the outline. Okay. This side needs to be hashed, right? The hash pattern needs to go through the thin lines to touch the outline. Once that's done, you click OK, and this is your section front view. Alright, and this will have completed your section front view. I'll see you for the next segment where we are going to do